Well, hello guys, it is that time once again for another edition of Odds and Ends, where I read you some really weird news stories from all over the world, and hey, they don't call it Odds and Ends for a reason. Now, I apologize for it being late, but only because I've really been working a lot since this last week, and judging from this and the fact that I'm going to be starting school, this week, I'm really not sure if I'm going to actually be doing Odds and Ends on Thursdays anymore because I'm not going to really have that much time on my hands to actually do it, so it might get pushed back till the weekend, and then I'll, do odds and ends, and then, give them to you guys. Now, I haven't forgotten about you or anything like that, so I just wanted to clarify that and, get that out there, and, so you probably won't be really seeing much on the internet from now on, though, but I'll try my best to get as much as I can out there of what's going on and whatnot, though, but I will keep doing this for sure. But, so anyways, without further ado, let's begin. Our first story comes out of California, where a woman is suing the city of Santa Monica for $1.7 billion, saying she's allergic to its new parking meters. The high-tech meters use Wi-Fi to transmit credit card information, and resident Denise Barton says they're ruining her health, causing ringing in her ears, ear infections, and tightness on the left side of her neck. According to the Santa Monica Daily Press, in addition to her nearly $2 billion request, Barton is asking for $1.7 million for every month that the smart meters are up and running. Quote, "I know it seems a little big," she told the newspaper, quote, "but they can't do things that affect people's health without their consent." Barton, a local activist, quote, "known amongst city council regulars for her detailed reports during public comment periods, says her symptoms appeared right after the meters were installed in April. A report on KTLA News, however, says the city didn't start to install the wireless meters until the middle of May. So far, medical researchers have not been able to prove that cell phones or Wi-Fi signals cause adverse health effects. Okay, so let's break this down. Meters don't come in until mid-May. You complained to the city that this started happening in April. Yeah. It's not going to work for you, lady, because you want $2 billion from the city, plus an additional $1.7 million just because they have them up every single month. How do you think you're going to get away with it? You're not. It's not going to happen. So you can try and try, but you're not really going to get much out of this. So it's going to get dismissed, and it's going to get thrown out, and you're not going to get jack squat. So, just saying. It's not going to happen. Moving on. Our next story also comes out of California, where a Los Angeles restaurant has come up with what could be the idea of the year, offering a discount to diners who voluntarily give up their cell phones. Mark Gold, owner of Eva Restaurants, told KPC Radio, quote, it's not really about people disrupting other guests. Eva is home, and we want to create that environment of home. And we want people to connect again. It's about two people sitting together and just connecting, without the distraction of a phone. Diners who turn their phones over to waitstaff for the duration of the meal are offered a 5% discount on their meals. Gold says a little less than half of his customers take advantage of the offer. I would too, because if you notice, like a lot of people these days around this age, they really use their cell phones almost majority of wherever they may be, whether it be even at a restaurant. So, I mean, I would take this if I was still living in California. Hell yeah, I would definitely take this advantage. Plus a 5% discount, which it may not seem much though, but still, discount's a discount. And I mean, you don't want to pay full price, plus a tip for the, waiter or waitress. So I would definitely do this. I think more and more restaurants should be doing this, but that's just my opinion, So, moving on. Our next story comes out of Oregon, where a 27-year-old drunk gave a new meaning to the word, quote, trashed, when he fell asleep in a garbage bin outside a club and was compacted twice, but survived to tell the tale. Justin Gilpatrick stumbled out of a Portland bar called Club 205 in the early morning hours of Friday, August 10th. Gilpatrick opted to sleep off his drunk in the club's cardboard recycling bin. Unfortunately, the next morning was recycling day. Quote, he knows he's too drunk to drive, so he decides not to, which is a great decision, followed by a really bad decision, going to sleep in a dumpster that gets dumped into a truck. Sergeant Pete Simpson of the Portland Police told KGW Channel 8 News. A waste management truck picked up the bin and its contents around 3:45 a.m. Gilpatrick was stuck in the back of the vehicle for about a quarter of a mile. The driver compacted his load twice during that time. Since the truck was relatively empty, Gilpatrick was not killed. Eventually, the driver heard Gilpatrick screaming and stopped his vehicle. Gilpatrick was treated for minor injuries at an area hospital and released. Quote, I've not had a drink in years, and the one time I do, this is what happens. I will never drink again. Gilpatrick wrote on his Facebook page the next day. Okay, dude, so let's break this down. You're drunk. You go to a bar. You get drunk. You stumble outside and you sleep it off. Okay, smart move. But you're a native of Portland, and hence you should have known when trash day was, which was the next day. So if you were sleeping nowhere near any of those trash bins or the recycling bin, knowing the fact that trash day is on Saturday for recyclables in the city of Portland, you shouldn't have slept in there. It's obvious, but you were apparently too drunk and you thought cardboard was soft and comfortable, so you just decided to just crash and just didn't think it through, did you, dude? No, I didn't think so. And lastly, our final story comes out of Connecticut, where a homeowner in Hartford was reimbursed for $10,500 by Connecticut Light and Power after it was determined the woman had spent the last 25 years paying for 2 street lights in her neighborhood. Grace Edwards told the Hartford Courant she discovered the billing error, amounting to about 20 extra dollars a month, after a prospective buyer for the house asked for a history of utility charges. The bills included electricity for a, quote, 9,500 lumen HP sodium and a, quote, 6,300 lumen HP sodium, neither of which are exactly household items. The electric company removed the charges but initially refused to pay back Mrs. Edwards for the past charges. Quote, I called the CL&P. I wrote letters, did it all, but they were unresponsive to any kind of reimbursement. She was quoted as saying in the New Haven Register. Quote, I really thought I was going to have to sue CL&P. The company relented, however, when the state's Office of Consumer Counsel stepped in. Quote, we have reimbursed her in the amount that she was incorrectly billed plus interest, and we will be using this case as a learning experience to identify purpose and customer service improvements to be sure that this doesn't happen again in the future, said CL&P spokesperson Mitch Gross. Okay, you did the smart thing by going to sue them, but before that you called, you wrote letters, you did everything, and they ignored you. And I want to know why you didn't even notice the difference. Well, you did notice an extra $20 though, but I'm surprised you didn't know that there was a difference between street lights and you were paying for 2 different street lights in the first place. But so you're going to sue them, and then they decide to pull a fast one on you and say, oh, no, please don't sue us. We'll reimburse you with interest and blah, blah, blah. And then we'll come out and say, okay, we'll represent CLP in a good manner, saying, oh, we're good, and we didn't mean to, and this and that, and la la la. So it just makes them look all innocent and whatnot, though, but in reality they really didn't probably even give a flying hoot, though, because let's face it, companies like these is like this all the time, though, so it really doesn't matter. But anyways, guys, that is it for this edition of Odds and Ends, and I hope you guys really enjoyed listening to those stories as much as I like reading them to you, and until next time, we will see you guys in the future.